Good morning, everyone. Well, the time has come. I am, yes, going to make a film, and I'm going to act in it just for you. Now, it's only a short film, but still, nonetheless, we're going to, how should I put it? We're going to film it. I'm going to act in it, and we're going to release it on SteemFilm when it's done. The reason I'm doing this now is, let me explain. A few posts back, actually I guess maybe more than a few, it might have been 10 or 15 posts back. Anyways, I said to everybody when I was talking about acting that actors have to really change their methodology and how they approach the whole world of film, quite frankly. They've been sold on the idea, first of all, that they have to attend so many workshops to be able to hone their skills. For a lot of actors, that's important, but not for every actor by far. I've seen people walk in off the street that are 10 times better actors than I am, so it's certainly not uncommon, but they spend a lot of money doing that, you know? And when it boils down to it, it's really, the whole thing is a catch-22. They're spending all that money, then they're trying to get an agent. But the problem is, the catch-22 is, to get work, even an audition, let alone the work, and to get an agent, you need a reel. Unfortunately, to make a reel, you need the work. So it really is a catch-22. Well, there is a way around that, I believe, and I'm shocked that not many people do it. Now, I've been lucky because I've been working right from the start, and I've always had something for my reel, but I change it regularly, but it's getting to be boring now. I'm going to have to get a lot more new work out there. Anyways, having said that, I don't know why actors haven't put together groups of people. That is to say, you know, maybe a couple of actors, a film guy, maybe a guy that wants to be a director, a guy that wants to be a producer. And maybe they should stop spending maybe half of the money, take us half as many acting workshops as you might be now taking, and invest that money, underwrite it, and do a short story. Now, that means film a short story. Now, that means you need somebody to write it as well. But there are a lot of writers out there that would welcome a chance to have their pieces put up on the screen. So you've got to work hard at it. I don't deny that. But you can get the film group together to do it. And then once you get a cohesive group together, you could be doing that maybe once every 3 months, once every 4 months, and you'd obviously then have some good stuff for your reel. Now, you know, an agent and even, you know, a casting agent for that matter, a personal agent or a casting agent, I mean, they know that you're kind of a beginner, so I mean, they're not expecting you to be, you know, an Al Pacino, for example. But at least they'll be able to see something in your work, if you're good enough, that they'll be able to hang their hat on. So, you know, here I am giving all this advice all the time. And then I started thinking, guys, you know, maybe I should put my money where my mouth is. And, you know, I've been trying to think how we might do that on SteemFilm using the Steemit reward system, because that's how we're going to proceed with our feature film, at least certainly to underwrite the initial costs of the film. Anyways, having said that, I thought, well, maybe I should, instead of thinking about all this stuff, set the wheels in motion and do a film and try to solve the problems as they, a short film, and try to solve the problems as they crop up as it applies to Steemit. So that's what I'm going to do. Put my money where my mouth is, as I've been told. Anyway, so I'm going to co-produce the film. Now, I don't want it to be done by me per se. I want to find a young co-producer who's going to take over the project, so that I am just going to be an actor in it. But I'm going to maybe give some oversight. That's why I'm calling myself a co-producer. But I want it to be done sort of organically amongst the people that we bring in. One thing for sure is I want everybody to be, to be on Steemit, and if they're not, they got to get on it. Two, I want this to be totally underwritten by Steemit, and all of the pay that's made, we're going to pay people, and all of the people that are going to be paid in the crew and in the excuse me, as far as the artistic side is concerned, etc., and the other actors, all of them are going to be paid. I'm just going to be treated like another actor. I want it to be that organic, okay? So I'm not going to tell you anything about the screenplay. That would ruin the fun. But it's then going to be up to the co-producer I hire to find the talent. By that I mean the crew. That person's going to have to find the director. I might give him a couple of names, but he's got to sell it to the director. Him or her a couple of names. I prefer a female co-producer, quite frankly. I think they're more detailed. I think women are far more detailed and far easier to get along with than bullheaded men sometimes. Anyways, that's another story. So co-producer is going to have to find the talent. As I say, I might supply a few names, but they're going to have to pick the talent. They're going to have to set up the shoot. That co-producer is going to have to do everything. Find the first ADs, get a DOP, hairdresser, whatever it takes. I figure it'll be probably a 3, maybe a 4-day shoot. But what I'm going to do as part of being co-producer is I'm going to put together what we call the co-op agreement. Now, I'm not sure what format that will take. In this case, I know the format. But in terms of union and non-union, I don't know what the non-union co-op agreement's going to look like. And you know something, maybe all the actors that end up coming on Steemit will be union. I don't know that come on Steemit will be union. I don't know. But one thing I do know is we're going to have to come up with a non-union filmmaking co-op agreement. A co-op agreement is simply an agreement where you define everybody's role by name, and then what you do is determine what percentage ownership they're going to have in the film. And in most cases, in cases like that, they're going to, they're going to waive that ownership if they want to be paid. But you know, a lot of these will be done through co-op. In this case, we're going to be paying people. But I still want to have a co-op agreement to understand that these people are going to be paid out in Steem. It's going to be up to them to turn it into dollars. So I've got to be able to have a way of collecting or identifying all of the blogs that are going to relate to this project. I've got to determine how we're going to collect the steam, share the steam with all those participating in the project, how much we're going to share with SteemFilm, and because it's on SteemFilm that we're going to release the project first, but then of course the ownership in this case, the collective, because everybody's going to own a piece of it, that's more pertinent to what's going to happen to the film after Steem. So I would suspect this film, once it's done, is going to find a way into festivals, and if it's done right, which I think it should be, it could end up, ending up on being purchased or whatever. So that's where the ownership co-op agreement has to come into play. But in terms of us producing it and doing it on Steem, that's where they're going to be paid for their work and on Steem, of course, and that's what they're going to have to settle for. So as we go through this, I'll be posting regularly on this. I'll still be doing other posts, but I'll be posting regularly on this. So I'm not going to say anything more now, except that I'll draw up what a co-op agreement will look like. And it's, you know, it's neither here nor there. You can use it, you don't want to use it, and maybe what I'll do is I'll share that with you through the next blog or the blog after that. But from this point on, we're going to get involved in this film, short film, and we're just going to see if the whole idea of paying for a short film, all of its costs, including the costs of cast and crew, and all the post-production costs, can be raised through the reward system. And I'll detail what proportions of that will be laid out, of course, in the next blog, okay? So that's it for now. So keep tuned, and we'll be seeing you soon. Bye.